at your head, you think you're mad, too unstable, kicking in chairs and knocking down tables in a restaurant in a West End town. Call the police, there's a madman around, running down underground to a dive bar in a West End town. In a West End town, the dead end world, the East End boys and West End girls. In a West End town, the dead end world, the East End boys and West End girls. West End girls. Too many shadows, whispering voices, faces on posters, too many choices. If, when, why, what, how much have you got? Have you got it, do you get it? If so, how often? Which do you choose, a hard or soft option? In a West End town, the dead end world, the East End boys and West End girls. In a West End town, the dead end world, the East End boys and West End girls. West End girls. West End girls. West End girls. Ooh, West End town, the dead end world. East End boys, West End girls. West End girls. You got a heart of glass or a heart of stone. Just you wait till I get you home. We've got no future, we've got no past. Here today, built to last in every city and every nation, from Lake Geneva to the Finland station. And a West End town, a dead end world, the East End boys and West End girls. Oh, West End town, a dead end world, East End boys, West End girls. Oh, West End girls. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Oh, sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. something. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something.
Walked into the door. I turned around when I heard the sound of footsteps on the floor. Yeah, just like addiction. Now I'm watching you. I need some time to get it right. Your love's gonna set me free. Can't stop now, don't you know? I never gonna let you go. Don't go. Oh, baby, make your mind up. Give me what you got. Fix me with your loving show and turn around. Hey, go get a doctor, doctor came too late. Another night I feel alright, my love for you. Can't stop now, don't you know? I never gonna let you go, don't go. Walked into the door. I turned around when I heard the sound of footsteps on the floor. Said he was here. Now I know it's true. I'm dead when you walk out the door. Hey, babe, I'm gonna tell you. Can't stop now, don't you know? I never gonna let you go. Don't go. Can't stop now, don't you know? I never gonna let you go. Don't go. Can't stop now, don't you know? I never gonna let you go. Don't go. Can't stop now, don't you know? I never gonna let you go. Don't go. Can't stop now, don't you know? I never gonna let you go. Don't go. Can't stop now, don't you know? I never gonna let you go. Don't go. Can't stop now, don't you know? I never gonna let you go. Don't go. Can't stop now, don't you know? I never gonna let you go. Don't go.
You know, I've been talking and my damn microphone was on mute. Damn it. Now this damn AJ stuff is rubbing off on me. I am so sorry. But hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Loudmouth Huzzy. I am your host, and it's so good to see you guys here on a last-minute stream that me and Monty and Carrie decided to do and make it members only for you guys because all of y'all are my special people. Thank you so much for the super chat. Jen was here, Stacy, Galley Groove. Thank you for the new members that are here. And we have our special guests backstage. Look at them. Hey, Monty, welcome. Hey, Carrie Boo.
Hey.
Good to see you guys. How are you, Monty?
Hey, what's up? I'm all right.
You're okay?
Yeah.
Well, so well, that's good to hear, Hunter. But he did a stream the other day, and I missed it, unfortunately, because I was live at the same time. But it had Hecate in the title, and I'm very, very curious what his plans are with her because I knew he was intending to take legal action against her. So,
Yeah, I have been taking legal action against her. I'm trying to get my ducks in a row. Yesterday was a how do I put it? You could classify it as a win. She hasn't talked about this, but I will.
oh,
Yesterday,
really?
I got
Oh, team, you guys, team.
a letter from the Law Society of Ontario that pretty much states what I've been saying all the time. I don't know what is rattling in this person's brain, but when you're suspended as a paralegal, you can't say you can work as a paralegal, you could do stuff as a paralegal. You can't do that. You're suspended. And the Law Society of Ontario, literally by letter, yesterday told me this and that she's been cautioned not to be saying things such as she can work as a paralegal and she can do paralegal things. So the next time she does that, it's going to escalate. But she's been very, very quiet about that now, hasn't she? She hasn't been talking about all this. I'm a paralegal. I'm this. I'm that. Has she?
Not today. Not at least today. Not that I
And I
heard.
don't think she will because it would be really stupid if she did. Because all I'm
Yeah.
going to do is I'm going to write back to the LSO and tell them she's still doing it and it's going to escalate.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was saying thank you to Keldosh, so I didn't hear what you said. So her talking about being a paralegal is a what now?
She has been repeatedly saying that she's a paralegal and she can work as a paralegal. She can do paralegal things. She can get clients and get paid. That's been all bullshit because anybody with two brain cells knows when you're suspended,
Mhm,
that means you can't do things that you normally can do when you're not suspended. So
mhm.
pretty much her licensing when suspended means she's effectively not a paralegal, but she's been going on and on to her dumbass audience about this bullshit. And I've been taking the tweets that she's been doing about it and the
Mhm.
clips that she's been talking about it. I sent it to the LCO and they responded to me yesterday and has cautioned her not to do it again.
Really
Wow.
interesting, Hecate. You haven't said much about that. You've been busy with Carrie and me.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
she's gonna say anything about it because shit is getting real, isn't it? Because next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put in that lawsuit with you on Buddha bitch and your little fraud thing that you guys were doing, and we're gonna see how that works with the lawyer in Toronto.
Mhm. She has talked
So
to.
she claims to be a paralegal. Is that what? See, I don't know
Yes.
that much
Oh
about it.
yeah.
So she claims to be a paralegal and she's going around threatening to like send people to people's houses and
Yeah,
stuff.
you see exactly. This is how stupid it is.
That's
She claims she
crazy.
knows the law, that she's a paralegal, and
But it's
then she's
breaking the
talking
law.
about assaulting people. Stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense. That doesn't check out.
That's why I was saying she keeps saying, the child was exploited. You're a paralegal and you're calling an 18-year-old a child. You
Yeah.
know better.
And then today, she's been doing nothing but calling out me and TJ and demanding give William that money and money. Keeps talking about the money. And then finally somebody comes in and was like, well, you said that you were going to be giving money to that you made from that stream to charity.
Uh-huh.
So when are you going to show proof of that and all that? Well, when YouTube pays it, and it's like that's it, that's the exact point. That's exactly what TJ
She
said.
just said,
But that wasn't good enough when he did that. When he said that he had to wait till YouTube paid him, it was a problem, and William should have already had the money. But when in regards to, and my prediction, and maybe she'll prove me wrong, but I would be willing to bet we never see any kind of proof that she sent anything to charity. So, but if she does, I'll have to eat my words. So
and then she,
hopefully she does do it, but I'm doubting it. I'm doubting that.
and then what did she say about sending him a cash app? Meanwhile, uh, there is no cash app in Canada or something like that.
Oh yeah, somebody
Remember?
was saying yes. Somebody was they were bringing up was that Keldoge that said that? I'm trying to remember who said it because somebody said something to her about the money
Mm-hmm.
and she said, "Oh well, I'll." If she said, what was it? How did she word it? It was like, um, I'll.
Something like,
She
let me get
starts it.
his
I'll
cash
cash
app.
app.
I'll cash app
Yeah,
him.
I'll send them the cash. I'll send them the cash or whatever
Mhm.
on Cash App. And it's like, well, but and Hussey pointed that out. Like, well, there isn't Cash App in Canada, so how is she gonna do that?
Right. She still didn't address that.
So she just like said that, but then there's no way that she can actually do that. So I mean, we would have to assume it's a lie unless she's gonna have somebody else send it, for her some way, or so that doesn't make sense either,
No. Um, Monty, now, some of people don't know why exactly you want to take legal action. What has she done to you?
She has permanently affected my life. Now, I've been on here and I've always played by the same rules where I keep my head on my own business.
Mhm.
If, somebody, attacks me and says things that aren't true, then I'm going to address it. Well, it seems she made friends with Buddha Bitch. Well,
Mm.
now no longer friends as of a month ago. But she was friends with Buddha Bitch, and I guess Buddha Bitch has manipulated her to call the police and tell the police, both her and Buddha, that I've been harassing them and defaming them, which is complete lies. I've just been minding my business. If you really know the history, this woman just out of nowhere just started making streams about me, calling me all types of names, saying that I'm a rapist, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's just out of nowhere. So whatever is happening with Carrie, I know how it feels and how it's like, because it just out of left field, all these like
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy innuendos,
Oh
crazy things
yeah.
that she just makes up in her head and thinks is just gonna be okay.
She's
But the crazier thing is, whenever you reply to her, she'll say that you're defaming her and harassing her.
yeah, she's literally called me in the last week, called me a said that I am a child trafficker and a groomer because I did an interview with an 18-year-old
Now,
and she doesn't agree with
she
it.
should be very, Hecate, you got to be careful with your words. Okay. You are intentionally doing this to smear me, Carrie, and Monty. When you made that damn accusation that I have possession of revenge porn, or I am responsible, first she said I am responsible for revenge porn. Then she gloated about it a month later after she said, no, I take that back. But she gloated about it and saying, that damaged his channel a lot. I ruined his channel for saying that. So you are doing the same damn thing. This is a pattern. This is a pattern that you do. You smear
Yep.
GP, you smear me, you smear Carrie, you smear Monty, and you don't
And there'll be
think that
more.
you don't
TJ.
think right, TJ, right.
Because I
You don't
mean,
think
she doesn't have to
consequence.
agree with the interview, but he's not a fucking groomer.
No. And you work in law and you're behaving this way,
Did
you
you
It
see
have
don't
what
make
Lowell
sense.
Cal Productions said in the chat,
I saw
Hussy?
he was in here. I didn't read. Hold on.
I
He says,
gotta
"Oh
say
look, it's
one
the
thing,
Three
Carrie.
Stooges."
A lot
Low
of
scale
people.
production, you really need therapy. Because I never did anything to you. I never did nothing to you other than be nice.
All right, so
It
I
makes sense though that he would support that because he likes to mess around with doxing people and stuff. So that's what you're into, Lulz Cow Productions. You're going to support someone who doxes, is a proud doxer, and is somebody who is literally threatening to send people to my house to mess me and my husband up.
you
That's the
should
kind of stuff that
honestly
you
report that,
support.
Carrie. Do you need to make a track record of that and report that, because she should not be getting away with that, especially with her claims of being this, high flying paralegal. Because if she ever said that to me, she would be arrested. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat anything. There has been actions,
Well,
done on.
she even admitted it on a stream. Like she said, I confronted her about it and said, I was told that you were going to send people to my house and all that. And she basically just doubled down on it and was like, yeah, I said it because people are saying stuff in your Discord or whatever. And I'm like, she's like, yeah, I threatened you. Like, I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I guess that's that.
She said she's a degenerate. She'll threaten you. She'll dox you. She literally threatened her and said, I'm going to send my N people to come to your house. And she says, I have people in Florida, here, there. That's a threat.
Okay.
That is a threat.
Yeah.
And
Did you?
Over
it should
something that
be
someone else
documented.
said. I didn't even say
Yeah.
anything.
I was actually gonna put that up. It's like you're threatening somebody over what another person said. That is so very mature, isn't it? It's not. It's not. It's not mature.
No,
It's
nobody wants to be
immature.
responsible for what some other person does. And she's
Exactly.
setting this new rule that it could be used against her too.
Yeah.
Does she want to be responsible for what Jessica Meska says? Or her moderators do?
Don't even let me get with Jessica
Or
Messica.
this one? Or, I'm just using that as an
Yeah.
example.
Jessica Messica seems to be wanting to spread lies in your chat there.
Okay, so now that we're speaking of her, when I said yesterday that you might come on panel, she mentioned something about pubic hair.
Yeah, so that's the lie
What
that
is
a
that
lot
about?
of Carrie, I gotta say, Carrie, you really have to be very careful with what you read in the chats with people, because they actually want you to do that. They want you to read it because it puts out the
Yeah.
misinformation out there. Like you've
Right.
been around
Yes.
longer than I have.
get it,
Yeah. Yes. So because stuff like that, even when I was in my chat on my stream and people were coming in the chat, I just
Yes,
know
that
and understand that people will just say all types of bullshit, and I'm not
that's
gonna pay
right. I
attention to
forgot
it, and
about
I'm not
that.
gonna
Yes.
put it on the screen because that's
Right.
exactly what they want. So
Exactly.
years ago, I tried well, actually, I'm still trying many things. I have business partners, right? So years ago, I had this one business partner that we would write together, right? And one of the ways that we would write all about all sorts of stuff, and we had multiple websites. Two of the website was doing pretty decent. I'd get maybe a couple thousand views maybe in a week, maybe 10,000, somewhere around there. The other website, maybe 5 or so. It really depends. But what we wanted to do was turn that 10,000 to 100, the 100,000 into a million. But hey, life happens and you miss all the shots you take. It didn't really work out that well. The website was doing well, but it could have done better, because once you're at the 10,000 mark, you can apply for certain companies, and then they'll start putting ads on your websites and whatnot. It didn't really work out that well for me because there was a lot of issues, especially with my partner having a drinking problem and whatnot. But to cut this story short, we both had the website names on Reddit. Now, if you don't know about Reddit, Reddit is just full of people who have nothing better to do than try and win arguments. So my partner got into an argument with this person who claims that they were 19 years old. That conversation got heated. He was saying all sorts of stuff. She was going back and forth. I mean, you can say whatever you want about it. I can even bring it up. It's like on the farms. Is literally the conversation is right there. But the problem that I keep seeing and having is that when this person who claims that they were 19, I don't even know if this person is 19. I don't even know if this person is actually female, because I've seen people change their race, their age, their gender, everything about them, the types of jobs that they have now or had before, everything and anything about them just to win arguments on Reddit. I'm even still on Reddit. You can check me out. I still have my Reddit, my subreddit. It's still there. I haven't deleted it. I've just had enough of people on Reddit trying to start fights over like really dumb shit. So this person decided to start a fight with my partner, claimed they were 19. Once again, I'm not even sure if I can believe that, but okay. But what people are doing is that they'll start lowering the age. It goes from 19 to now 18 to 17 to 16 to 15 to 14 to 30. You see what I'm saying? So repeatedly, that's what
Monty.
people do.
Hold on, Monty. Jessica, tell Azria she can kiss my butt. She's not getting a link. Absolutely not. Go ahead.
Okay, so Jessica Messica is saying your partner doesn't exist. That was literally you. And I was mistaken. I thought it was 17. Well, don't fucking tell lies, you little incestuous piece of shit. Don't
So
be
it's not
fucking your child's uncle, you dirty piece of shit. Don't be fucking your baby daddy's brother, you dirty, nasty, slimy loser. But you thought it was 17. No, you intentionally said it was 17 because you wanted to spread that fucking lie, you stupid piece of shit.
Jessica, why were you saying that I struck Anja's channel? That is completely false too. And I saw that you said that today. I don't know where you're getting that information, but that I've never struck her channel at all. So I don't know why it's almost like it. I mean, it seems like you're just making stuff up and like, just saying whatever to start a bunch of rumors.
So the person was 19, not 17. See, the things that people say.
Yeah, exactly. She intentionally did that so that Carrie or you would read it. Carrie unfortunately made a mistake. You knew better, Hussy, because now you see, because what they will do repeatedly is keep dropping the age. All of a sudden it's 17. Oh, did you hear what Monty did? It was a 16-year-old. Oh my god, what the why
Yeah,
would
and
Monty
you know
do
what?
that? Then it's
Monty,
15.
I didn't watch you. I know nothing about you, but I heard so many things that were negative. And when you don't know a person and you don't know your research, you believe what you hear. And the same goes with me when people say stuff about me. It's not true. And like Hecate is now calling GP a predator. Like this is
And me a groomer and a child trafficker.
and you a groomer and a child trafficker and me,
When
you
I've
know,
literally not even done, like, William again is an 18-year-old. There's no children involved in any of this, and she's calling me a child trafficker. I mean, I don't know how that's just flat out
yes,
slander.
Keldos, what is your question? Hold on, hon.
Keldor's like, how long did it take you to get a response from the Law Society? Months. I think I first started reporting
Okay, Charlene.
maybe in May or June, and they finally responded yesterday. So once again, I haven't heard anything from her, but she has been cautioned to not be telling people that she is a paralegal and she can, work within the parameters of the law, because it's going to escalate. Because that's already on record that she's been doing this. I send them the clips, I send them images. And if she wants to continue, that's her prerogative. She could do whatever she wants. But I'm also going to be dealing with the matter of that lawyer that they were both defrauding her and Buddha Bitch. I got to put in a case for that. And hopefully the judge does something great, something amazing, because here in the GTA, we don't like defrauders. And this wouldn't be your first time, right, Hecate? Because you've talked about robberies. You've talked about, what was it last week, Wednesday? She said that she has a criminal record.
What?
You didn't know this?
No.
Holy shit.
Oh, do tell.
Well, I have the clip. You want me to play it?
No, because I don't need a striking, but I'll take your
Oh,
word.
yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, she was talking about it, about her criminal record and how she just didn't want to pay the $700, and she wrote to the Law Society of Ontario to petition them to grant her a paralegal license, and I guess they did. But yes, it was for fraud and assault. So she is an assaulter and she's a fraudster. She was gonna say rob or robbery. She was about to say that, but then she said just fraud, and then she said, yeah, she also assaulted someone, person or persons. But I'm surprised you didn't know this.
Well, full transparency, I have a record, so I
Yeah.
can't judge too much. But I mean, everything on my record has been over 20 years or more. Since any of it happened. I got a DUI when I was 18, and I was arrested for battery for pushing a bouncer at a bar when I was 21, and I'm
Oh,
42.
damn.
I'm
Mhm.
42 now, so it's like I said, it's been over 20 years since I've had any kind of trouble with the law or whatever
Yeah.
like that. So I think I've proven myself to be changed, but I don't like to be a hypocrite or whatever. So
Well, honestly, you seem to be a humble person when it comes to like talking about that. Like you're being really honest right now. What I hate is when people with records start talking shit about other people and what kind of records they have. I'm like, you have a record too.
right, right. Well,
Like
that's
what
exactly
that?
why I just said that though too, because it's like I don't
Yeah.
want to be up here calling her out when I have had similar things on my record or in my past. I don't have a problem admitting that, and because I'd rather people hear it from me than you know just look it up and then be like, oh, well, she just didn't even mention that, did she? When we were talking about this. So I'm not like I'm not proud of it. It's not something that I'm happy about that I did, but I made a mistake. Again, all I can say is I didn't continue making those mistakes and haven't been in trouble in over 20 years. So
That's great. And did you know that Jessica Messica almost had a DUI record?
I've heard some things 'cause I heard something about rehab and she was recording people or something and got
Yeah, so the whole story is just different. I did make a video, but I think she got it removed because that's one of her games is to get anything negative about her, even though it's the truth, to be removed. So she decided to allegedly what she said was drink some wine. Not really sure if it was wine, but the facts are she got arrested for DUI. Now Connecticut decided to seal, like get rid of her record,
mhm.
so that even if you try and look it up, it doesn't show up. So she really, really got lucky because
By
that
the way,
doesn't happen to everybody.
she has said on my channel even the town that she lives in. So we're not doxing her here. She has said she lives in Connecticut, and she even told us the town. So go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, so she when I brought this up, people weren't believing me that, she got booked for DUI, but I did show it. And then all of a sudden she is like, "Oh, now I remember that I have to do something for this DUI situation." I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now?" So you have a DUI case that's still pending with an outcome that you need to do some sort of like remedial thing, such
Oh,
as,
so this is recent.
this was like a couple. It was 2022 when it happened, and I think she
Okay.
got it done, like finished in 2023, from
Okay.
what I
Okay,
can
gotcha.
recall.
So
Well, it
not
depends on what you think is recent. Like some people may
that's
think that's
pretty
still
recent
recent.
in my
Yeah.
opinion. Yeah, yeah. It's like
Hmm.
fairly recent for
Yeah. So
the
yeah,
her
exactly.
age.
A board of housewife. They got rid of it, which she got really lucky. But the part that really pisses me off is that she played it that she was going to put herself into some rehab type of place because she
Mhm.
has a problem. Wanna No, it was because of the DUI
She
and
didn't
the
wanna get in trouble.
remediation that she was trying to
Yeah,
do, so she tried to cover it up. And this is the
yeah.
grimy sleazy thing about Jessica Messica. You just can't be honest. If you're gonna go because you need to do something because of your DUI to not be on your record, then just say so.
Right.
Don't be covering up with this and that and blah blah blah. I'm doing this. I'm putting myself into this place because I'm trying to get better. No, you're doing it because the court ordered you to.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Well, another thing that I've found to be kind of crazy with the whole Hecate thing is that she claims to, be all about children and protecting the children and its children. Yet she is literally supporting and defending this person named Anja, who had we know for a fact because she's even admitted it, sent pictures of her own children to Cyrax, who is a known predator, to troll him. And basically claims she sent the pictures to make him feel comfortable with her and like make her seem more real to him or whatever.
That's
And
like the equivalent of Jessica Messica sending Punani pictures and videos to Nader to make him feel comfortable so he can send a
right,
D pic.
it's very
Like, it's so stupid.
that's so crazy that you brought that up though, because I made that same correlation that Anja and Jessica Messica, like both sending nudes to people and things like that, because that's another thing that Anja does. She doesn't just send pictures of her kids, but she sends her nudes to people unsolicited, and or even if you tell her you don't want them, she'll send them to you on purpose to because you don't want them. She's sick like that. And Hecate is been defending this woman, and she didn't do anything wrong. She's making all kinds of excuses for her. It's like, how do you care about children and support people like that? How do you claim to care about children, but then be out here doxing people? Like, you do realize that everybody has families. A lot of us have families. A lot of us have kids and stuff. So you go around doxing us. You are putting children at risk. Uh-oh, we lost Hussy.
Oops. I guess
But
he'll come back.
yeah, he will. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, if she's been bragging about this whole doxing thing, and it's like, when you're doxing people, you're not just putting that person in danger. You're putting their partner, you're putting their kids, anybody who lives with them and is attached to them. Now you put them at risk too, and they're innocent and everything. So how do you justify that?
Fatlana, I'll tell you why we're listening to Monty, because if we didn't, we would still believe that accusation that Jessica Messica made, that the person was 17 and not 19.
Mm-hmm.
So listening to both sides of the story, even the judge does that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's why everybody deserves to be heard, and then
Yeah.
it's your choice. Hey, Melissa, thank you for becoming an EIO. Thank you, sweetie. That everybody, even the judge, listens to both sides of the story and then makes a decision. So
Yeah.
that's why.
And speaking of the judge and stuff, that's the other thing. I mean, as a paralegal and stuff like that, I mean, you would think she would know better than to be running around throwing around accusations like child trafficking and things like that. Because number one, it's a serious crime to accuse someone of. But number two, like child trafficking, again, in this situation that she's talking about, the person is 18. You go into a court of law and try to charge someone and say child trafficking, and the judge says, how old are they? And you say 18, that's it. You're already done, because it's not a child. Like, you can't charge someone or accuse someone of child trafficking when you're not dealing with any children. Whatever it is, it's not trafficking of any kind, but obviously it could not be child trafficking if there aren't any kids. So she just throws these accusations out there, these serious accusations, no receipts, nothing to back it up, just says it anyway. And somebody that I mean, I didn't know until today that she claimed to be a paralegal and all this. I didn't know she was claiming to know the law and stuff like that. That's wild to me that she does. If that's true, that's just
She doesn't know
mind-blowing.
the law. I've disproven so many things
Yeah.
that she said.
Yeah.
One of the latest ones is that she when she talked about her criminal history, that she didn't have the $700 because that's what it costs to remove. No, that's not what it costs. Since January the 1st, what was it, like 3 years ago, 2022, I believe, or 2023, it's $50. How can you claim to be a paralegal, you know the law, yet you don't know that? And a person who doesn't work with the law, I have nothing to do with the law in my daily life. I know these things. I know a lot of things that if she's claiming to be a paralegal, should know. Like,
Well, I thought she claimed to be a prostitute.
yeah, she went to school to be a paralegal, didn't pay her fee for some strange reason, so she decided to become a prostitute.
And she expects people to believe that she would get a job as a paralegal after that. Because I'm pretty sure that would probably be something that might be a problem. I mean, I guess if she's never been arrested for it, then she wouldn't have to tell. her
Crazy
employer,
thing about that is that being a prostitute is legal in Canada.
Oh,
on
oh
her
wow.
side.
Okay. So she doesn't have to worry about that then.
No, she does not have to worry about legalities. In fact, you can file your taxes and your occupation could be a hooker. I'm not kidding.
Wow. Wow. I didn't know
Maybe we
that.
should all move to Canada.
Yeah. Woohoo. Then what have I been doing here? If I would have known that, I'd have been there a long time ago. No, I'm just kidding.
Speaking about prostitute, she's talking about exploiting a child, which is an adult. So, Hecate, I asked you this before. I still didn't get an answer. So, you mean to tell me if an 18-year-old comes to you with $1,000, you ain't going to have sex with them because you'll be exploiting an 18-year-old? Bull. I don't buy it for a minute. And that's sex. I believe you would do it because that is your job.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to say this, Carrie, to you that you were in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation where people are attacking you because of the interview, but they also relish that they've learned new information about Shani because of the interview. I've
Right.
seen this happen multiple times in this space where somebody does something and they get hammered or nailed or harassed for it, but yet people still would roll with that information. People are going to roll with whatever information they learned from that interview from Will, and carry on with it for years to come, but they're still going to try and crucify you because somehow you're the bad person who did the interview. So once again,
Right.
they love the information from what they learned, but they still crucify you. It's just a thing I've seen where you
Yeah.
just can't win.
No, yeah. And what's crazy is during that stream, she showed up in the chat and was coming in with stock account after stock account, just ranting and let me up on panel, demanding that we let her come up or whatever. We just ignored it and ignored the whole thing, obviously. But it's like, so what would she have done? Like, we have this young man on panel. If we would have brought her up, she was going to bring up all of this stuff right in front of him and like cause a whole big scene.
Yeah.
And that would have been somehow good for him, and that wouldn't have traumatized him. Of course it would have. So again, it's like these things, it's not making sense. It's not adding up that she cares about, kids, or she cared about this young man, but was going to do that and was, causing all kinds of chaos and stuff in the chat. Like,
Yeah. Also, if you probably brought her up, you'd probably be slammed for why did you bring her up to harass and torture that young man?
right. Well, yeah, and that's the other thing. She was talking about this stuff today and saying, in regards to the thing, that I should have left. I should have stopped the interview. I should have, walked out on TJ and just left the whole thing and all of that. But then by the end of it, I did end up standing up to him and saying like, this isn't okay. And then she said that I threw him under the bus. Like, what? So you wanted, like, first I was wrong because I didn't stand up and say anything and put my foot down. Then when I do stand up and say something and put my foot down, I am being a bad friend and throwing him under the bus. Like, what?
You were
And
never gonna win that situation.
no,
When you did that interview, unfortunately, people were
it
gonna
was
make
set
content
up.
out of it and
Yeah.
roll with it and call you all types of names, literally crucify you day after day after day because that's part of their content. Why did you do such a bad thing? But if you ever
Yep.
look at any of these people that have been doing this,
Oh, yeah.
they're not good people. They're not great people.
No.
I've seen so much people talk so much shit, but I'm like, have you looked in the mirror? Like, you're you, and the
Right.
shit that you've done, you want to attack somebody over this?
Exactly. That's why the people that are like from her community that are coming at me and trying to pick me apart, and I'm like, you're supporting a person who is proud to dox people and said she's going to send her friends to my house to, mess me and my husband up.
Hey, block party.
And you're supporting that. But I'm the bad guy. I am the bad person. You have the right to lecture me about things when you guys are doing things like that. No. Sorry. That's you're not going to lecture me about something when you're running around threatening violence and crap like that on people. Like, you don't have a leg to stand on.
I don't know what happened to her this past 2 months. She completely flipped.
It's been
the worst-
it's like one, chaotic mess after another with her.
Yeah.
When one person blows up, she goes on about that for a week or two, and then it's in the next person.
Yeah.
Because she went off on Works of the Internet. That was one of the more recent ones. And Keldoge, who's in the chat. Why? Why did she go off on Keldoge? Because Keldoge was willing to still say, you know, that I'm that he likes me as a person, that I made a mistake, but he's at least willing to see where I'm coming from, and saw that it was like a mistake and that I've taken accountability and things like that. Because they won't just come out and say they hate me, because they won't allow her to come up on panel and go off about me or whatever, then they're supporting everything I do and fuck them, and she's saying horrible stuff about them. Like it was the stuff she was. I didn't even know until today, Keldoge. I had not seen where you came up on her panel, and I was kind of shocked at some of the things that she said, because it was like talking about Keldoge's voice and stuff. It was very, very rude, like petty, unnecessary, just trying to be mean things. And I just thought, like, I mean, I've never seen Keldoge do anything disrespectful to her or anything like that. So it was like she just takes shit so far over nothing.
And then the things that she has done and accused people of are far worse, and like AJ says, actionable, compared to an interview that you did that TJ ruined.
Right.
But you are not doing streams screaming and shouting at everybody that still likes you and trying to pit the two of you, pit them against you. That's the difference, Hecate. You're weird. You're weird. Leave people alone. Let them decide when and they don't want to be friends anymore. It's not up to you. But this is what you're doing with Woti, with Keldoge, with GP, with me, with all. For what? What do you care? And you're never going to be loyal to anybody. You were going to drag me eventually, but I dragged your butt first.
Yep. He was calling you a cow. She was calling you a cow.
But you don't understand. Hecate, stay in your own lane. 4-Week told me a few months ago, please tell people do not bring her to their panel because you do not deserve a voice. You are a problem. And she is right.
Yep.
You do not do anything but smear people and slander them. You don't have, and then when you can literally call someone like Anja a piece of shit sending pictures of her kids to a predator, you overlook it. So that negates this whole persona.
Yeah. You're a bad person. I mean, there's no other way around it.
A hypocrite.
Yeah. A huge hypocrite.
So I don't understand. Anja is a sick person.
She's definitely.
I don't care. And she says, "Oh, because I'm proud of my kids." So you send pictures to a predator, a pedo?
Yeah, and she recently, for no reason, Anja sent the pictures of her kids to Keldoge.
Right. When
like,
you're
just randomly sending pictures of her kids to all these people that, like, why?
Anja, I'm not a parent, but let me teach you a little something. When you are so proud of your kids, what you're supposed to do is sit with your kid and tell them how proud you are.
Yep.
Not worry about a Cyrax and showing him. That's what you do when you're a proud parent. Okay?
And Keldoge asked her not to send the pictures, and she did it anyway. Said, do not send pictures of your kids to me. She did it anyway. Like, what is wrong with this woman? And Hecate's defending her.
Mm-hmm. And then Los
Yeah, that's gonna change soon.
And Los production is in there. Go ahead.
Yeah, the whole Anja situation, she's gonna def 100% turn on her. It's not even a matter of if, it's when.
Yeah, I believe that. She does
100.
it to everybody.
Yep,
Most Cast
100%.
Production. Do you know you are associating yourself with? Like
He
she's
doesn't
trash.
care.
She's really trash.
He's pretty bad too. And that's the
I
thing.
mean, it
It's
seems
like
like
the
it.
doxing thing. I could see him being cool with that because, like I said, when he was trying to, call me out or do the things that he was doing to me, that whole stream where he goes to the town that I live in to do
Mhm.
reviews of all these places around the town that I live in. Like it's so weird when he's in Australia. Like what? You're clearly just doing that to do a roundabout trying to like dox me without doxing me kind of thing and be like, we know where you live. Like, it's creepy. It's creepy. These people do this weird shit. Like, look, I'm on here and I have an opinion, and it's the drama community. I get that. I expect for people to shit talk. I expect all of that. But you guys take it another step. You guys take it over the line. You don't just come on here and have an opinion. You take it further than that, and then you're slandering people, and then you're making threats to people and things like it's like no, this is way, way, way too far.
Right.
And there's no justifying it. I don't I'm so sick of that. I'm sick of hearing people justify her behavior and excuse it.
Mhm.
Like
So,
nobody should be saying that this is acceptable.
so Monty, you're doing a civil lawsuit. Is that what it is?
Yes, I'll be doing a civil lawsuit that hopefully turns criminal because there's a fraud element. Because what her and Buddha Bitch were colluding to push their weight around on the internet by insinuating that they have this big time lawyer friend. And when I looked into this lawyer, he's a partner at a law firm. So I guess he is big time. But what they're trying to do is make it seem as if they have this guy on speed dial and he'll, come around and push people around. And what Budabich did was enter his real life legal details on a legal form saying that he's her lawyer when effectively he's not, because I did contact him. But like, do you know of this person? But that goes by the moniker, the sobriquet Budabich. He's like, no. She also goes by this is her real name. He actually mailed me back and said no. So there is this huge element of fraud. I'm still going to go ahead because I've been wronged and I do have a claim to stake. So I'll go ahead with the lawsuit. And once it's filed and received by that lawyer, I will explain to him what's going on, and I will explain to the judge when we're in front of the judge that people have been playing games with the legal system, and that would be Hecate's daughter and Budabich, both of them, and we'll see what happens and what that judge will issue when that happens. So keep playing your games and trying to use the legal system as this whoop to whoop fun circus thing. It's not.
Did you happen to get my email?
I did get your email.
I was gonna say, I don't know if Hussey wants to do this, but we could pull that up because what Hikate said there, because that was AJ's stream, and AJ ain't gonna be
Okay.
striking nobody. Do you want me to pull that up and we can watch a little bit of that? Because she's very just kind of like whatever. Yeah, I threatened you. You're not gonna do anything about it. Like she doesn't. No, she's not worried about any of this. Like you can tell, she doesn't think she's gonna ever have to like actually answer for anything.
That's the whole point. That's why she's doing it. She in her head thinks that there are no consequences. Remember multiple times when I said that I'm gonna complain to the LSO, she's laughing like they're not even gonna listen to you. Already talked to them and said that you're crazy and you're gonna be saying all a bunch of stuff to me, so they're not gonna listen to me. Well, guess what? Just because inside your brain you think that a governing body is not gonna listen to me doesn't make it reality.
True.
How long have I been dealing with her? For almost a year now. Coming up, I think incidents started happening back in like November, December time. So it's getting close to a year I've been dealing with this situation. But hey, things are taking time. I am going forward with that lawsuit, and we will clear it up. If it doesn't go in my favor, I mean, at least I tried. I'm hoping it does. If it does go in my favor, and really in my favor, then we might have some criminal charges coming.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start this a little bit.
Doge, and then you're playing the victim.
Hold on, you guys.
That's why.
I made a faux pas.
And what are
I
you doing?
forgot to hit
Okay.
go live. Everybody's
Take a
waiting. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, you guys. I put my
When was the last time I was on AJ's stream? What date?
Every time she screams.
I wasn't on last time or the time before that.
Her.
Excuse me. When was the last time? And I don't even cover AJ on my channel. You do.
Why do
You said, "Oh, you're exploiting
I
her and
cover-
using her
I
for her
cover AJ
content,"
on
and
my
you went
channel.
right. Yeah, you want me to?
AJ on my channel?
Yes.
What?
You did.
Show me.
You delete everything, hussy. Now I
Show
have to go
me,
look to the
bitch.
archives.
Show me, bitch.
So you didn't cover any of AJ's panels. Is that what you're saying? Because I'm gonna find that shit.
I haven't covered AJ in at least a month.
So you did cover then.
What, once?
he's
Oh my
he's
God.
my friend.
I want her to stop this shit.
What
So
shit?
I'm not benefiting from it. Y'all are the ones that start another stream, so we should go and fucking react to it. Not me, bitch.
I'm not reacting to the stream.
Uh-huh.
Right.
She lied. She
I
did.
react
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Definitely did.
to Fat Trash who reacts to AJ. I'm not reacting to AJ. I drag Fat Trash.
You-
Go check out
yeah,
my streams and shut the fuck
Girl,
up.
you
Talking
have
shit.
she has
Well,
covered her. So
but
many
I've
times. Also been in AJ's streams for a while now. It's not some I didn't just show up after the TJ interview.
Right.
Nor did and like going into other people. I've been going into Keldoja's chats and watching his streams for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Okay,
because
well,
I enjoy it. It's not about like trying to do damage
But you're
control.
lying though when
And
you're on
on
panel.
top of that, I don't
Oh,
know
God.
how else like I can make it any more clear. I literally have defended none of that. None of what I did, none of what
Okay,
TJ
put the
did.
link.
No, the interview.
Oh,
I feel people
You mean
are
exploiting teenagers?
justified. I
Is that
feel
what
that
you mean?
people are. I didn't exploit a teenager.
Yes,
but,
you did.
But I get people doing an interview with a 18-year-old adult is not exploiting a teenager. In my opinion,
What she does.
not.
Someone hears this, they're gonna think that.
yeah,
Say, what a POS
Like,
carrier.
he literally wanted to do this, and he is an adult, and these people want to treat him like a child. It's ridiculous. People's criticism, and I think that it is valid. I'm not out here trying to make excuses for it or act
But
like
you are
any
because you
part
just
of
said
that
you
was
didn't
okay.
exploit him, but you did exploit him.
Because I
You're
didn't
not
know. I didn't
exploit the
exploit
teenager.
him.
He was vulnerable.
he's-
He's 18. He's only 4 months into being 18, and you were talking to him when he was 15 because you played voice notes on your channel when you showed
No.
Shani's DMs, and you were
I was
talking to
not
Will then.
talking. No, I wasn't talking to him. Shani literally was getting him to record a voice message to send to me. I
Right,
never
okay.
talked to him.
Yeah.
I never
Well,
talked to him.
Okay, cool, fine. But you talked to him recently though, right?
See, she doesn't care. Like she says the lie, and then when you correct her and you're like, "That's not true." Oh well, no, who cares? It moves on. Like you care. You're the one that just said it and lied about it.
But
Right?
wait a minute.
At
Can I
any-
say something?
Yeah.
What did you gain out of this?
What do I gain, or what does she gain?
What do you gain out of this? When you exploit someone, it's
Right. What did
for-
I get?
It's for
I
a
didn't
gain,
get money. I
for a
didn't.
benefit, the
Yeah.
financial. You didn't gain any of that, so it's
No,
not
I gained
exploiting.
I gained negative like things.
Right.
You know what I
First
mean?
of all,
Like
it's
it
not
was.
a kid; it's an adult. And exploiting is when you gain monetary, something monetary, or a benefit, or a relationship, or something like that. She gained absolutely nothing from it, and she left.
And if we're going to talk about teenagers and things like that as well, Hecate, you have Kratos Darkness as a mod on your channel. And we all know because of all of the stuff that came out that she, Kratos and her partner are into some, things. And one of them being, where there was pornographic material and Kratos, it was titled teenage breeding material. and that's the person that's a mod in your community. I mean, this is something that got called out. I got called out because they were used to be in my community, and it was a huge deal. Everybody made a huge deal that I was supporting a predator, and now the person is in Hekate's community, and nobody cares, and nobody is saying anything about it anymore, because apparently the person's only a predator when they're in my community. Now that they're in hers, they're not a predator anymore. I don't understand how that works, but very
He's an
strange.
adult.
He's
over-
18. No, he's vulnerable. He's vulnerable. He came from an abusive family. He was in foster care. He's watching his mother abuse him, and he's
And
looking.
he
And you
wanted
should have
to make
told
his
him.
Oh my
voice
gosh.
heard.
And you should have told him no. That's what you should have done.
It was not
Instead, you
my
profited
stream
off of it.
to tell him. I didn't make a
She
dime
did
off
not
of that.
profit.
He didn't give you
Not
any
paid.
money.
No,
Not a dime.
and I've never gotten paid for being on the
Well,
podcast.
He did get 7,000 views, so that would benefit you, right?
How? How does
Because you
his
were on the
views benefit
channel.
me?
Because you're on the channel. It's like advertisement. So 7,000 people
It's
think, oh, Carrie
literally
and
not my
JP,
channel though. Like I don't make any money off of it.
you still benefit by getting views.
Super chat. Hecate, you gave a $5 super chat to come on panel, so you exploit it too.
Yep. And made money, and again, said that it's going to be going to charity, but has not done that, hasn't shown any proof of that. And I'm pretty sure is probably betting on the fact that in a couple of weeks, maybe people will have forgot and it won't be a thing. But we're not going to forget.
Who are
Not
going to
forget.
subscribe to you because they watched you on
Well,
the
then
panel,
you can say
Carrie.
that you benefited from it when you showed it. You showed
I
it
donate.
too.
It was a donation stream. I didn't make any
I'm
money.
not talking about the money though. We're talking about the views.
I covered you.
Yeah, exactly. If I profited by views off of it by showing it or being a part, when you showed it, then you did the same thing. Period.
exploiting him, and I have not covered Shani since then. Okay, I didn't know that stream was going to be so
But
fucking
you covered
insane.
the same thing. Like this is what I mean. though.
Right?
It's hypocritical.
You know
That's
what?
the
No, because
problem
you're a
with that.
fucking liar. You're a fucking liar, and so is TJ.
What have I
and you,
lied
and
about?
TJ, you lied
Yeah,
about
exactly.
your part.
Okay.
You lied about your part. You sat there. You asked him
Lied about
specific
your
questions about his abuse. You wanted him to go into it. Then TJ literally
No,
sat there and
he
said, "He was.
wanted
I'm
to go
speaking. I'm
into it.
speaking. I'm speaking." No,
Yeah, but you're not letting anyone else speak.
No, you just spoke. I'm telling you exactly how he was exploited, and you're not letting me finish.
He was
You're the adult. You're the one that's in your 40s, wherever the fuck you are. And he is 7. He just turned 18 4 months ago. He's also vulnerable.
So he's 18 and a
TJ's
half
sitting up there
almost.
grooming.
Right. It doesn't matter. Well, the day that he turned 18, he became an adult, Hecate. Period. It's just a fact. It's not up for debate. When you're under the age of 18, you're a minor. When
Right.
you're over the age of 18, you are an adult. Period.
Guess what, Hecate? When you turn 21, that day you can go drink.
Yep.
You don't have to wait a certain amount of days after, you dummy.
Nope.
You jump.
No, and he's literally old enough. He could sign up and freaking join the military and go to war. He's 18. So I don't, again, it's infantilizing him.
She doesn't
Treating
have
him
an
like he's a
argument.
child when he's not a child.
She doesn't have an argument about anyone unless she lies about it. Unless she makes up some, like GP's relationship with AJ is weird because they FaceTime. So it must be sexual. She goes into her strawberry room, puts these outfits on and blah, blah, blah. That is disgusting. And she calls him a predator. These are things that you make up in your sick mind. That is worst case scenario, that you take a friendship and you twist it into something sexual, and then you're saying that AJ is basically cheating and he's cheating. None of this is true. You keep saying child. He's not a child. There's no exploitation. There is no taking advantage of me taking advantage of AJ or benefiting from these videos. All of it is, and then me being responsible for revenge porn. All of these things are lies. Accusing someone of swatting me, which is a crime. It's a lie. And
Yep.
then Carrie is predator. What did she call you? She called you a
child
predator too.
a child trafficker and a groomer.
See, and then they're saying 17-year-old Monty was whatever with the
Oh
7.
yeah, they're trying to accuse him of doing something with a minor, and that was he
Haven't
said
you
that
people
19.
learned what you can and cannot do? I mean, you don't know what's actionable. Go, AJ will tell you.
Yeah.
AJ will tell you. You people, like, why can't you just talk poop? Why do you
Without
have
taking it
cross
to
the
that
line?
level.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and then not only the smearing, but then the threatening too.
Yep.
And then he wants to take her to court. He has every right to take her to court. She's been the first one to tell you, hell, you do something wrong, I'll sue you. Monty, you remember that? Remember she said that. You do something wrong and I'll sue you. She's taking people
Yep,
to court,
she's
right?
been saying that. She's been saying a lot of things. She used to jump in my streams and laugh and gloat that I'm gonna get arrested because her and Buddha Bitch was making up all types of stuff to try and get the cops to arrest me. I've been through a lot
And
with
then
her and Buddha Bitch.
lied to CPS, and then she
That's
makes
a crime.
That's a crime. And then she'll make up these lies to smear you so she can ruin your channel. She says I'm a degenerate, this, that, the other. So go F yourself, Hecate. And, you know, I see some people that are in her chat right now, and I'm completely shocked. I'm not saying you're not welcome here anymore, but some of the people in her chat, and I'm not going to mention any names, when I feel like you should be here is and they're not, they're in there, that's just sus to me. And no, it's not no, I'm not going to mention her name.
No, yeah, you don't have to. But I feel you. All right, a little bit, this just a couple minutes more of this and we'll be done with this.
I'm like a weirdo. We really care about you. Okay. And then he even said that he was gonna Jason Zach for spamming in the church.
I know. And I said that I was going to walk off of the show. I clearly was not happy about that. I didn't want to walk out on William.
No,
because that's the thing. If I would have just walked off, it wouldn't have been just rude to TJ or the. It would have been looked like I just walked out on William too.
You ended the stream when he told you that you liked 18-year-olds. You found a way to do that. So why couldn't you do it when he was threatening Zach?
Literally, when I brought that up, even William said, "Yeah, I think we should end it."
After the debacle, listen.
And it wasn't just. And that comment though that he made when TJ. Did you say something, hon?
No, I was talking
that was you
saying no. You listen. No one owes you, Hecate. No one owes you an explanation. You degenerate.
Right. That's what's so crazy. She's demanding all this stuff for me, and this is a woman who proudly doxes people and threatens people. Why the fuck do you think that you can, like, you know, lecture me when you do the things you do that are, in my opinion, worse?
She treats people like they're her child. She's a self-proclaimed degenerate that everybody has to answer to and she has to approve of. Get bent, bitch. Get bent.
Exactly. I don't know who she thinks she is. I said that about Carrie likes 18-year-olds. That's not just like directed at me. It would make William uncomfortable too.
It was directed at you. He said Carrie likes 18-year-olds. And then you were like, what?
That you don't think that would make William feel uncomfortable?
What about when he was talking about Will's dick and how it hits his knees?
I don't approve of it.
But yes, you do. Because you sat up there and you didn't stop it. You were talking to Will behind the scenes before.
Yeah,
what was she supposed to do? What was she supposed to do? She has to. You can speak.
It's just it's just like this is like Monty said earlier. Like there is no winning like in this because either way, whatever I did, they would say is the wrong thing, and that I should have done the opposite. So it really is like pointless to try to like.
If you have a co-host, if you have a panel, let's say you know people you have on television, you have a panel and you have a talk show. And you have like 5 co-hosts. If one guest gets into an argument or whatever with another guest, or everybody does, or if something goes wrong with the guest or another person, you don't just pick up and leave. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do.
You freeze, kind of, in a way.
Right. Like I remember on The View several years ago, a newscaster from, I don't remember if he was from O'Reilly, Bill O'Reilly. He was on, and he was getting into an argument with Joy Behar, and I think it was Joy Behar or someone else. Anyway, and it became really dirty. You guys probably remember this because it was a huge deal. It was all over the news. It became very dirty, and some people got off and left, and some people stayed because you just don't know what to do. So
Right.
who's wrong and who's right?
Yeah. It's
They
hard
didn't
to
get
know.
yelled at for leaving, and the other people didn't get yelled at for sitting. Nobody knows what to do. You
Right.
do remember that, Keldosh? Yeah.
The panel, you could have easily said, no, you know what, stop this right now, message Will behind the scenes and say, please come down, this isn't good
I
for
could.
you.
You're right. I could have.
Right, and you
maybe
didn't,
would've listened,
because it
maybe
benefited.
wouldn't
You're
have.
right, and you didn't because it was benefiting you. And now you deleted the stream
What
and you're
did I-
running
what am I
around.
benefiting
I just
from?
told you what you benefited
all
from.
I've gotten is a bunch of fucking like hate and criticism.
Right.
I don't think I benefited
Right.
from anything.
But you didn't think it was going to end that way. That's why you're why? Where's the stream? Why is it gone? Why did he remove it? He made it.
I don't
memorably-
know.
All
I
right.
don't know. I haven't even
Oh,
spoken
God.
to him. I haven't spoken to him. I don't
And
know
y'all are
why,
throwing-
and I
and-
didn't agree with it, and that's why I literally covered it on my own channel so that it would be out there.
But let me tell
Will
you,
is 18 years old, and
you
he is.
need to talk to TJ.
Exactly.
What
I got an
was-
answer for everybody.
This is not her mother. She doesn't have to speak about TJ. Your problem is with TJ, not her. He made the money, and it was his decision. He went back on his not drinking, whatever. He drank, and he made a fool out of everyone. So go speak to him. But he
Yep.
didn't want to talk to you, right? So Carrie gets the fucking, blame.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, she's feeding into that same thing because it's like, first it was I should have left, like the stuff that she's saying here, but then once I did stand up and say something and put my foot down, it was, oh, well, you threw him under the bus. Even though he had just got done calling me a bitch and all this other stuff, I threw him under the bus by saying I'm not going to be disrespected anymore. And what kind of woman, what kind of, I don't know if she claims to be a feminist or anything, but it's kind of a, not the best way to, support other women when you are, justifying things like that or whatever. But it's weird on top of that because you're giving mixed signals. One minute it's you should leave, the next minute when you do, it's that you threw him under the bus, so you can't win.
Vulnerable because of the abuse he went through, and y'all had him sitting there, and there was even a point where you were like, oh, do you want to catch up to the stream because I think she's
I
talking
don't
about this.
necessarily think that you guys are disagreeing on that. I don't really think you guys are disagreeing on that.
He's just saying what sounds right now.
saying that-
That's why.
No, I'm not. And it would have been
Why
a
are you
different story
here?
as well if it would have been my stream. But I don't know. I mean, when you're watching it, do you really think TJ gets my permission to do what he does? If he wanted to do that stream, he's going to do that stream. It wouldn't have mattered.
So why did you have to be a part of it then?
That's the part that I'm taking responsibility for.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been a part of
If
it.
everyone in the community told you that was an amazing, what about the part where you were talking to him and you go, well, do you want to, what are you trying to get here? Do you want to talk to your mother? And he's like, no. And he's like, you said, would you do it if other people were on panel?
You should go back and watch that part because he was literally saying how he wanted to go back and forth with her. And I said, well, do you want to talk to her? Because that's the vibe that I was getting.
And then he said,
I didn't pressure him.
might
I
have
even
been how
said
she
it. I'm not
interpreted
pressuring
it.
him at all.
no, you're
about
just
it.
manipulative.
How is that
Wait a
manipulative?
minute. I can't stand that. So when somebody, okay, hold on.
Y'all are really making excuses for this, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Oh my God. I am
Ask
trying
What do you
to
want?
that.
What do you want us to do? She said that it was wrong. She doesn't agree.
I don't.
with the
I
interview.
think Carrie
What
has
do
a
you
hit.
want?
Carrie has what?
And then she deleted
Carrie,
the stream,
excuse me.
took it off the panel, so it's not worse. And you're not happy.
I wanted
What
to
do you
stop
want?
lying and pretending.
What do you
And y'all
want?
are. You guys are
Maybe
putting
stop
you guys are
lying,
putting
too.
all the blame on TJ. Like, should this grown ass woman wasn't
See now, listen how she's the flipping now. Now she's like acting like we should be feeling bad for TJ, and I'm the problem.
sitting up
No.
there co-signing it?
I literally just said I take responsibility for my part in it. I take I shouldn't have agreed to it. I should have walked out. I shouldn't have done the second one.
How
I
did-
agree with all of that.
Yo,
But I
second
can't
one, I
go
forgot.
back. I can't
No.
go back in time and like not do it now. It happened.
Right.
It was wrong. And all I can say is that I would never do it again. I know that, like, obviously, I'm not qualified to do interviews like that. So, again,
That wasn't an interview. That was exploitation of a vulnerable teenager.
well,
That's what it was,
whatever you
Carrie.
wanna
It's
call
not a
it,
fucking
whatever you
interview.
want.
Seriously, people around
Okay,
here
well,
just say
whatever
so
you
much
want to call
shit,
it, I'm
and it's
saying it was wrong
disgusting.
and that I should not have done it.
And what about what you did to Silent? Why you all were calling him a predator
I
and a
believed
pedophile?
someone that I thought was a victim of rape, of revenge porn. That's what I did. And when
Okay.
I found out that there was not proof of that, I
Mhm.
literally apologized for that as well.
Right,
and did
but
a whole stream about it and said I was wrong.
But the
believing-
but TJ left the podcast up on his
AJ.
channel calling him a predator though.
I cannot control what TJ does on his channel.
But why do you
can't.
like someone like that? So far, he's only shown himself to be a piece of shit. Why is he a friend?
AJ,
I have.
That's
Well,
why.
no, I've seen other. I don't think he's a piece of shit. I think that he might have a
Exactly.
drinking problem and has made
Aw.
some bad choices. That's what I
Right.
think.
And that's my fucking point.
I can, but I can be
Well,
friends
have an
with someone and
addiction
not
problem?
agree with everything that they do and say.
AJ, you don't have an addiction
Mhm.
problem?
hmm
I thought so.
Yeah, I'm addicted to cash, nigga. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Well, you ain't making none tonight.
It's morning time. Bing bong.
AJ, can you put the link GPs in the chat?
Bing bong. Sorry, I do
All right,
like that.
this
whole
is
bing bong
the
thing.
part.
I
It's
don't,
coming up right now, guys.
Yes.
You know.
Absolutely. Hang on.
GPs in the chat.
GP, my brother. I got my big brother and my other big brother. I got
Oh
him.
God.
Got him. Sorry. I know you don't like him, and I really don't care.
Girl, just stay safe.
Listen,
okay? 'Cause
I
everybody's
like
goddamn
your
brother.
bing bong shit, and I like the timing of your words, and I like the way that
I don't
you
like nothing about
talk.
her.
That
But,
part, I was watching. I was showing this to Michael Hussey the other night.
What happened? I was texting David. What'd you say?
This part with you, did you? I don't know if you heard what you said,
No.
but like,
Rewind
listen
it.
to what AJ says, and then what you say. Because when I showed Michael this a couple of days ago, we were watching it, and he was laughing his ass off
Me
when
too.
you said
I
that.
like
goddamn
your
brother.
bing bong.
Okay.
Sorry. I know you don't like him, and I really don't care.
Girl, just stay safe.
Listen,
okay? 'Cause
I
everybody's
like
goddamn
your
brother.
bing bong shit, and I like the timing of your words, and I like the way that
I don't
you
like nothing about
talk.
her.
But
I don't like nothing about her.
I know we do not agree on most things, okay? But I can be civil, and I still try to find the things that I like about people,
Well, I'm civil with people that are civil to me, and if you're threatening to send people to my house, I think that's
Oh
ridiculous.
no. That's fucked.
Oh, I don't care. Yep, I'm
To send
fucked.
some-
Did you hear it? Did you hear what she said? Oh yeah, I don't care.
Exactly.
No, I'm
Which is
saying
why I don't
that,
understand
like,
why everybody
right-
tries to like lecture me and hold me to some account when you guys just all do whatever the fuck y'all want to do anyway.
Oh, did I exploit any
I should
teenagers
just say the
recently?
same
That
thing.
was
I
you.
should just do the same thing, and when y'all come, well, I don't know, exploiting a teenager, but I have a 19-year-old son that lives at my home. So when you say you're doxing me and going to send people to my house, you're putting a teenager at risk.
Mhm.
I mean, I could just say, oh well, hold me to some account when you guys just all do whatever the fuck y'all want to do anyway.
Oh, did I exploit any
I should
teenagers
just say the
recently?
same
That was
thing. I
you.
should just do the same thing, and when y'all come at me, I should just say, "Oh well."
Do it. Do it. I don't care.
I would. I
Why
should.
would you
It worked
even
for
think
you.
about sending somebody to fucking Carrie's house?
Do y'all remember that dude that was screaming into the abyss about how he's gonna drive a car through her house and all that shit? Remember that dude, Carrie? Didn't
Oh,
he come
yeah.
from your Discord?
He came from Sabella and
From my Zippo.
Nick Bravo.
So were you guys cool at all before? Or?
No, he literally was under a fake name in my Discord. We didn't even know who he was.
Oh, okay, I get it. He was in your Discord.
AJ,
So
link.
And
y'all,
then when he
you
got
have
booted, that's what he did.
right.
When he
And
got
he's,
booted from the Discord,
see
then he
it.
started to making
and
threats.
Woki told me that there are severely mentally ill people around you, is what he said. So when I saw that shit, I made a threat to let y'all niggas know I'm not with the fuck shit. Okay, and I only said it.
She made a threat to let us know. So I mean, she's admitting she made this threat.
Yeah, Monty.
Because of what she said. I don't know who.
So I mean, like, and she's not apologizing for it. She's not saying, "Oh, I just did this because I was upset and I apologize" or whatever. She's like, "Yep, I did. So what?"
Yeah.
Like, you.
She's committing illegal acts, but you're the problem.
Right. Right.
So did I send someone to your house? Did I? No. What I
No,
was
you
trying to
just said that
say.
you were going to. I know that you're not actually going to. I
Exactly.
just think that it's fucked up.
If anyone came to my house, then I would go to your house. That's what I said. And I don't give a fuck. All right? You have your little private Discord and you have little psychopaths in there caping for you.
Hold on. Your issue is with Calypso. You are so sick that you want to take it out on somebody else. If you had that problem with Calypso, you should have gave Calypso that energy.
Right.
Okay?
It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. People cannot do that. Otherwise, whatever problem I have with anyone, I can say I'm going to take it out on you.
Well, and somebody sent her a link today in that chat of Calypso's stream. I don't know if she actually ever did any kind of like reaction or whatever to it, but I would be curious to see what, if she did, what way she tries to spin that. But
here's my little advice to you.
Yeah.
When you have a problem with someone, Hecate, go to that person. I am not here to answer your questions and be a spokesperson, and Carrie's not here to be. If you have a problem with Calypso, contact Calypso. Why? This is why you people are weird when it comes to Carrie. You have a problem with TJ? Go to fucking TJ. I have a problem with TJ. I'm not blaming Carrie for it. And if he comes on panel, y'all will hear the things I have to say about it. But he's a 40-something-year-old man. He's older than she is. She came up. She was supposed to do what she was supposed to do, and he didn't keep his end of the bargain. So he's the one to blame. I don't understand why everything has to be put on Carrie or Will or this or that. Blame the people who committed the action.
Right. They never do. They never do.
Doge, and then you're playing the victim.
Hold on, you guys. I made a faux pas.
And what are you
I
doing?
forgot to hit go live. Everybody's
Take a dip.
waiting. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, you guys. We switched streams. I totally thought we were live. Sorry. You guys were all in the chat. They were talking.
We weren't live this whole time.
No, I fucked up. I'm so sorry.
But that's not true because we have it. So she was live. I don't know what AJ was talking.
Sorry. Now we're live. And Showtime. There you go. I don't know. Okay. So literally, I just took a screenshot of my hidden users because everybody's saying that.
I don't know if like how much further you want to go, like as far as playing this. I think she does say more and stuff, but we don't have to keep listening to it and watching it.
Right.
I just wanted to show the part.
What do you
where
have to say about this Monty? How she blames other people for issues. Like, don't you think that's dangerous? Because if she has a problem, like, it's like she can take it out on the person that she has a problem with rather than the other person. Just because, you know what I'm saying? And that's scary. GP is right. She's dangerous. She's really dangerous. And I think people should, stay away.
Stay far, far away. Do we lose Monty?
No, Monty's here.
Okay.
Monty, but when you sue, it takes a long ass time. So this will probably, I don't know. I don't know legal system in Canada, but
How
this,
long it takes to
yeah,
go through all that? Yeah, good question.
it could easily take a year, right? He's on mute. I don't know.
Oh, a year? Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. It might take longer in Canada, but he's on mute. Maybe he.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, sir. What did you ask?
No, I'm saying like this lawsuit could take well over a year.
It could take a long ass time. I'm not seeing any conclusion to my whole situation maybe in the next maybe year, 2 or 3. So it's
Now,
gonna take a while.
do
But
you?
you know what? I'm in it for the long run because I'm not liking what was done because she has gone very IRL with me, and I have to speak to this situation. And they've done some very underhanded things that are just in reality criminal, and I have to put it out into the light. So we shall see what happens, and I'll keep people updated on the whole entire situation because
Okay.
this is what I have been doing. I've just been like, if I say I filed, I filed. If I say that I'm doing this, I'm doing this.
Have
Yeah.
you considered like a protective order where she can't speak about you online?
Well, we'll consider things when we get there. For now, I am just crossing my T's and dotting my I's and documenting the whole situation, because if she feels so confident to say that she was gonna get people to assault Carrie, then that is a very serious thing,
Yeah,
especially after filing police reports that people are harassing her, but yet you're speaking so casually about assaulting somebody.
yeah. You should clip that and show it. Absolutely.
For
There's
sure.
freedom of speech, but there's no freedom of consequences, and that's what people mix up. You can say whatever you want, Hecate, but you don't have freedom of consequences. Okay? So I thought people would eventually learn, but they don't. They take shit talking to IRL to crossing the line, and some of them deserve to be sued. They really do. And especially when it comes to being called a pedophile, because that is one of the most disgusting things.
It is.
It's disgusting. People like that, you know what people want to do to those people, right? Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to discuss it, but when you
No,
don't have
but
facts and you fucking do that and you're a paralegal, I have a relationship with the paralegal of my attorney, and let me tell you something. You have an image that you should follow, and you're disgusting, ho. Nasty ho.
yeah. It's just the whole thing is just
Monty, were you ever friends with her?
Never. As I said, I would keep my head down. She used to come into my chats and say all sorts of stuff. Typically, I don't really pay people any attention. I don't, try and harbor ill will towards people or want to shit talk them. If you ever see me doing anything close to that, is because I have to respond to somebody that has done something to me. So what happened was she would come in my chats, say and do all sorts of stuff. This was about the same time that Buddha Bitch was coming in under her sock account Moby Dick. So it's my best belief that's when they started talking to each other. And of course, Buddha Bitch is gonna, put words in her ear. If you don't know the Buddha Bitch situation, that's also another one, because that's what really started the whole situation back in 2022. Pretty much practically a year now, 3 years now, because around this time is when it really happened, where she this is when a lot of people would just willy-nilly believe anything somebody says about another person. People are a lot better about it now, but there's still people out there just naively believe when somebody just says something, just like how yesterday with Jessica Messica coming in line.
yeah.
People still do it. So 2022 was when Buddha Bitch was like, I was sending her D pics when I wasn't. And I've been pretty lucky in terms of like having certain situations and outcomes, because how am I supposed to defend against that? But what happened was there was a number attached to her posting. So a lot of people, including me, did call that number. And it was some guy that had this like very Western Canadian accent to him, answered, and things happened. And that's when people figured it out that I actually indeed didn't send, because she could have said anything. If she didn't put that number on, she probably would have gotten away with it, Because how can I defend? Say it's not me. Well, people were believing her. People felt like, she wouldn't lie. But the thing is, people do lie. People do make things up. People do, spread rumors and lies that intentionally that they know is not the truth, and they will continue to do it.
Why did you have a fallout with Jessica, or were you not friends?
With Jessica?
Yeah.
Oh, that story. So, what happened was Jessica Messica started to be vindictive and make up lies about me, say all types of like stuff. But the reason why that happened was when Jessica Messica sent Nader her pictures and videos. She came on my panel, and she said that she only sent him one picture because that's the narrative she wanted to put out there, but that was a lie. So
I just
when
want to put something out there about sending nudes out. You guys, if you send nudes out, just admit it.
yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
It's gonna, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
Yeah, so pretty much she wanted to tell all the girl world she only sent one picture because she was really wanting a D pic from Nader because for her whatever messed up reason it is, and she only sent him a tip pic because a tip pic is a tip pic. But we found out when Nader heard this, he's like, "Oh, really?" So he turns on his iPad, the $2,000 iPad that Foodie Beauty bought him, and he covers up like 3/4 of the screen, and then all you can see at the bottom is like legs going all over the screen, up and down, back and forth.
Oh, wow.
So you knew it was a video.
Oh my gosh. You're like Anja. Oh my gosh.
So then I was like, Jessica Messica, don't you ever come on my platform and tell a lie ever again. And that's what started it. That's what started the lie. That she started the lie, and that's what started the whole argument. 3 years.
I mean, if you want to
how long
send a
ago?
nude to someone or a video to someone, at least make sure they're decent looking. Like, why Nader?
Yeah.
Why? Like, listen, Jessica. It has to be for attention. I
Yeah.
refuse to believe that you find him attractive.
Yeah. I hope not.
Nader is
That-
gross, and he abuses women.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not good looking, and his personality makes it unbearable.
Mm-hmm. That's
couldn't
what
do
I'm
it.
saying, right, Block Party? I send my nude to Rev. I got paid, and I sent it to someone else, right, Monty? Monty, that wasn't me that sent it to you, by the way. Yeah, it is what it is, but I really do hope that justice is served. I can say it that way. Justice is served, and people need
I
to stop
hope so too.
smearing people. It's not fair. We're here to shit talk. We're not here to ruin people's lives
Yeah.
and destroy them, because I don't. I mean, I don't. I've never tried to do that with anybody, and I don't think. I don't.
No,
guys
not at
do.
all. No.
Yeah. Monty, thank you so much again for coming on panel. I appreciate your Oh,
Oop.
he left. All right.
Well,
I don't know what happened, but
that
again,
or he disconnected maybe, but
yeah. Thank you for coming on panel. She's a nasty bitch, and she's sniping.
of course.
She's sniping, and like, listen. I'm gonna say this. I don't have to explain to anyone if I take their wrench away. And just because I take your wrench away, it doesn't mean that you are not welcome to come in here and everything else is going to be the same. Okay.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
and you can go into Hecate's chat. That's not where I draw the line. There are other people that I draw the line that if you go in there, you're not welcome in here. But so, as much as I love Sparks and as much as I defend Sparks when it comes to what AJ did and how she treated her, I cannot condone Sparks going into Hecate's chat right now and talking stuff about my moderator like David
Yep.
and
Yeah, I thought that was, and I just, I don't know. There's been a lot of passive aggressive type of comments that she's made that felt like she was kind of trying to direct them at me or at
That's
you.
okay. Stories of the internet. That's okay.
Yeah, I think we
Thank
were
you again for
outdone
coming on.
anyway.
I really
Yeah.
appreciate you. AGP. I'm gonna
What's
put the link in the
up?
chat if you want to come up.
Yeah, come up
Then,
for a minute.
um, Sparks, I do love you, and you're always welcome in the chat. But you did something, and I'm just gonna tell you over here. Um, so I was promoting your channel, and you came in and you said, "By the way, Huzzy, I'm sniping you." After I just put
Yeah.
the link in, had everybody go over there, and when you were sniping me, that's not cool.
No.
That's
No.
not cool. And then the David situation, and then other things. So, um, I did have to take away your wrench. That doesn't mean you won't eventually get it back, but I can't.
Right.
That was not right. And we can talk again in private, but we usually don't. We never do. So that's what I'm telling you here. And
Right.
whoever else is in there, I said you can be in there as long as you're not talking shit about us.
Yeah.
Then I'm okay.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Don't have anything to do with us. Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to do. People think like, oh, taking you're being mean and this and that. It's not easy because
No.
feelings get hurt. Feelings get hurt, but I don't know. Have you had to take away wrenches and still wanted to be friends with the person?
Yes.
How does
Yeah.
it work out?
Sometimes it works. Yeah. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it will not work out at all. And people take it very seriously for whatever. I mean, I get it. Like it feels good to be trusted or whatever and get a wrench, but man, yeah, some people take it real serious and end up leaving the community altogether or whatever if they get their wrench taken. So that's kind of what happened with Poetic Justice.
And that they're in her chat too, right?
Yep. She's been over there. I mean, a lot of them. Oh, what's up?
Hey, GP.
Hey, what's up, guys?
You missed.
How you doing?
You missed.
Oh, what I missed?
Monty. You missed Monty.
Oh, you know I don't like Monty.
That's right.
Monty.
Yeah,
that's right. You were up here the last we all four were on panel that one night, not long ago, if you remember. And y'all were fighting, I think, weren't you? Like arguing
No,
about
he was
something.
flirting with me. He was trying to flirt
Oh,
with me.
that flirting.
Yeah, I was dodging all his advances.
So I don't know if you were able to hear the stream.
What are your thoughts?
He's suing her, and it's going to go from civil to possibly criminal. And what do you think?
And it's just been a mess.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know how he feels.
I think I'm gonna get my popcorn out and watch this go down.
Right?
I know Monty is not going to stop. He's going to sue her. I know that for a fact. Monty, when he gets something in his head, he's too stubborn to let it go. So
with it.
Yeah, she better buckle up.
Hey, I'm kind of like that too.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta try.
Well, actions have consequences sometimes. It's not like people haven't warned her like a million times about all of this. She just keeps doing the same things. If anything, getting worse.
But you know what? There's no excuse in 2025 after all the legal battles online for, slander, defamation, that you're out here doing the thing all over again. Like if you haven't learned by now, then something's wrong with you. And you deserve what you get.
Yep. I agree with that.
I heard you talk about Sparks. What happened?
So I love Sparks, and Spark has a wrench here. And the past couple of days, she's been like very David has been gotten upset with her because she won't stop mentioning his name, and he feels that she is blaming him for my mistakes and stuff like that because he speaks to me in private. So she's like, I ain't David, I ain't this person, I ain't that person. I don't speak to him in private. If y'all got a problem with how they act, you talk to them. And David doesn't tell me what to do. So David came in the chat, and the first thing he heard was that. So he asked, he's like, this is not right what you're doing. And it was back and forth. And then what she did was I put the link in the chat for people to go and support her channel. And then she goes, by the way, I'm sniping you. Like, that's not cool. I don't mind if a hater snipes me, but my moderator to snipe me, unless you ask me and we agree to it. I thought that was kind of
weird.
It's weird. I've never done that to anybody. And then now the whole time she's over in Hecate's chat, instead of even coming here and saying hello, and she's talking shit about us.
Yeah.
I don't know about me, but she's talking shit about
me.
Probably Carrie, David, and whatever else. So I find that weird. But again, that's not where I draw the line. But you can still come back in here. But I don't want the wrench.
You got to be able to trust, your mods.
Have you taken wrenches away, or do you have your original mods? Because I very rarely give wrenches.
No, I take wrenches away. Absolutely, I take wrenches away. But I rarely give wrenches out. So me taking a wrench away is like
kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I don't give them out to everybody. I probably took one person wrench or two people wrenches away. And that's pretty much it. But no, I'm just, I don't know what's going on. I just hear you yelling at, you're not yelling, but talking to Sparks. Sparks.
But she's welcome in here, and we can have a discussion. I'm not turning.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'd be willing to have a discussion with her too. If she's got some things that she would like to say.
I mean, at the end of the day, people, you go where you want to go.
Right.
It's really, I can't tell you where to go.
No.
So, I ain't going to be mad at you, but I have to do what I have to do. Just like you want to do what you want to do. So
I think that's fair. I think that's, and if they say it's not, or like, then that's, then you got a problem, even bigger problem, or whatever, because it is fair, so it should be completely fine.
Right. And GP, I spoke to Monica today, and AJ text messaged me. Me and you didn't get a chance to speak, but AJ did apologize. And
okay, that's good.
Yeah, she apologized, and she said that she was going to do a live stream later, but she was going to talk to you. She wanted to talk to you first. This was probably around 2:00. So then I checked, she hadn't streamed yet. So I guess you guys haven't talked, or she changed his mind. And then I spoke to Monica, and they spoke, and it just seems that she's made her decision, and she's going to run the channel the way she originally planned to. And at this point, I don't think she made a good suggestion that we should all go onto StreamYards and speak in private to one another about the situation, which is fine if it was in the beginning. But now it's like, what more is there for us to say that we haven't said? If we haven't changed her mind already, it's just not going to happen. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
well, sometimes this happened publicly, but sometimes you could come to a better understanding and resolution when you talk behind the scenes, because it's more, you get more
personal.
Of like. Yeah, more personal. Like it's better that way, especially if you're friends. But if you talk publicly, you're gonna be pressured to, say something or do something, because it's just a mess when you do it publicly.
Yeah.
So maybe that is a good idea, Hussy. Or maybe if you don't
If
feel like
she
it is, then
wants to, GP, if she wants to, maybe she doesn't want to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if she wants to
Uh,
speak,
I bet she will, but I could be wrong. But my guess is she probably will.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the where is that shit show? There hasn't been one in 5 days. I'm kind of looking forward to one.
Right?
I'm telling
Mrs.
you
The
one thing.
Chaos.
Yeah, I ain't going on panel right away, but I can go in there and throw some punches too, honey.
Right? I
Yeah,
ain't scared. I ain't
I
scared to
ain't
go in
scared.
there.
Hell no. Just looked
I'm
at
afraid of no boobies.
yeah, I just looked at TJ's channel. He didn't schedule a podcast tonight.
Oh well,
Well,
that don't surprise me.
I'm confused about this. Carrie, why is this crazy lunatic talking about you profited off of one of Shanny's kids' pain? Like
Because
I don't understand this.
no, I don't either. So do you know what at all anything about what happened? Because basically, and trying to keep it brief, Shanny's son William turned 18 a couple months ago, and then recently he has decided to come out and basically expose her, Shanny, and call out, her lack of mothering skills and effort and frankly abuse. He wanted to tell his side of the story and get that out there now that he's an adult. He came into the podcast chat, that the show that I'm on with TJ and my husband, and ended up, wanting to come up. But TJ brought him up, but TJ was, tipsy already at the point that he came up, so it was a bit of a mess. And then so they talked and decided to do it. We were going to do it again the next day, and then he was supposed to be sober, and then it seemed like he was not once the stream started, and he was arguing with people in the chat, and it went off the rails again to the point where I had to call it because he was getting kind of angry with me and made a comment saying that I like 18-year-old boys, like, which was very uncomfortable with an 18-year-old on panel. So, and then since then he's basically kind of, doubled down and, stands by what he did. Um, so Hecate is taking that situation and now saying that we were child trafficking, grooming, and all of this when this young man he is a teenager, but he is 18. He is an adult, and he did want to do this. So was it inappropriate for TJ to get intoxicated and stuff like that? Should we have I think it would have been better off if, like, maybe somebody that had a background, some kind of like therapy or things like that would have been better suited to handle something like that. But you live and learn basically. But that's what she's making a big deal about. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Wow, that is so stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't things that deserve to be called out about it, and I've, taken responsibility and accountability for those things and apologized and heard everyone out and all that. But of course, that's not like gonna ever be good enough for them. So, I think it's just kind of something they can use to have something on me. Ever since I started doing this 3 years ago, that's the, like, running theme kind of thing. It's like they look for whatever they can find to dig up about something, whether it's you or your mods or your friends or whoever. And then, if they can do that, if they can find anything, they're gonna do that, expose it, make a huge deal about it, lie about it, all that. It's gonna be a whole thing in an effort to get you, to basically just run off the internet. And when you don't, and you get get yourself back figured out, then they're gonna just come with the next thing. It's like they don't ever give up. You know what I mean? You get one thing, you prove yourself in one way if they're accusing you of something, and then they just move the goalposts, and the next day it's like, oh well, yeah, maybe you didn't do that, but you did this, and
Right.
it's the never ending of. And then meanwhile, the people that are doing that and lecturing you are people who are running around doxing people and threatening violence and all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's like, are you serious? How are you calling anyone out for anything like that with how
But,
you
but
act?
didn't she say she have a record? She assaulted somebody and robbed somebody. Didn't she
That's
say
what
that?
Well, that's what Monty was talking about. I think her that she's assaulted someone, yeah, on her
Yeah,
record or
somebody
whatever.
sent me that clip. Yeah, somebody sent me that clip of her saying that she assaulted somebody and
Oh,
robbed.
you
Well, she went from rob to fraud. So this is Hussy. Remember, I called it from the beginning, Hussy, on your channel. Remember a long time ago, I said she is a hood chick, one of those. You know what I mean, Hussy? One of those girls, women that be around the way, that is that's like having sex with dudes, will have like sell drugs, or this is my opinion, because or dudes that's like just party a lot. She gets money like that. She's one of those type of women, and you could tell because that's how they act. That's how exactly how they act. They blame not only one person, they blame everybody for the same thing. They never go at the person that who's doing something to them, and they excuse everybody else's behavior. She threatened to send kids to your house, Carrie. I mean, send
boy,
ends.
yeah,
I'm
her
black. I
friends
can
or
say nigga.
whoever, yeah,
Yeah, to your
yeah.
house for what? And you wasn't even a group chat when they was talking about whatever. You
Yeah,
wasn't even in that Discord at that time. Come on now, come on.
right. Yeah. Pretty like it's taking it pretty far. I mean, for nothing really.
A
And
threat.
she keeps saying that she was threatened, which what actually happened was the person in my Discord, what they said was, I'm coming for you, Azria, because this person's a content creator as well who does streams calling people out. So everybody in the equation are content creators. So when someone says, I'm coming for you, you're taking that as a literal threat, and you mean to tell me you didn't know that they were, talking about a video or whatever? But that's neither here nor there. So, but so she heard that, and instead of you know taking it up that way, it was my fault, and she's gonna send people to my house. So make that make sense, just because I guess it's my Discord.
You know what I found that was very disgusting at that time. I found that when you was talking about it and you was showing it, because this was last time y'all was up on panel, that people was in the chat acting like they haven't heard it, or she said something totally different. They try to excuse that behavior, certain people.
Yep.
That is the most disgusting thing, because if it's any one of us that would have said or did that, we would have been nailed to the cross.
Oh
Right? We would
yeah.
have been, oh my God, look how creepy and disgusting GP is. Still, he's such a revenge pornographer. Now he's threatening to say, like, it would have been just out of this world, even for you, Carrie, and Hussy, definitely. So for people to give her the grace when she rages out and say disgusting things, and like Jessica Metzger was like, oh, she was raging out. So it is okay to rage out on the wrong person. So pretty much that's telling me when she gets mad, she sees red, she's just gonna go outside and punch a random person in the face for something that her daughter did in the house. Like, what the fuck? Who, like, do you understand the concept I just said? Like, who does that? And that's why I was like, I feel so disgusted with people that support her over there. I'm like, yo, I mean, but hey,
Yeah.
it's YouTube, Everybody
Yeah.
need a fan. Everybody got their fans, right?
Yeah, but it is like I don't understand how people are supporting that either. Especially there's people that were in my community that left, and now they're, going over there, and So they're chiming in with things and saying it is just like, oh my gosh, is this? It's never, never gonna end. And um, she's out. At least, I mean, congratulations, you're getting some new people because they'll go anywhere as long as somebody's, talking trash about me. It's happened plenty of times before, so I'm used
That's
to
what
it
she
by now.
do. But that's how the game go for her. That's what she do.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
get all of the people that dislike you and go against you. That's how she feeds her channel. Everybody in her channel is not people that is logical. They're people who have some type of hate for you. So
Right.
she feeds off of that hate because that makes her channel, that makes her feel wanted, that makes her
Right.
want that attention. I'm being honest with you. It's not
No,
only
I
her.
believe. I
Men do the
know.
same thing. I have
Oh
seen men
yeah.
on YouTube do the same exact thing.
Oh
And
yeah. The thing is
it,
that it doesn't like when you build it like that though. It's not like it's like kind of it's shallow or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not for. And so usually like people don't end up staying very long, or they end up having some kind of blowout on each other eventually because you're well, because most of them are shitty people too. So they're all in one little group now. So enjoy that. They'll stab each other in the back before too long. That's the way that usually goes too.
But she must
but
not.
it happened. I'm sorry, Helsey, go ahead.
No, she doesn't give a damn about anybody. Woti,
No.
she don't give a damn about you. AJ, no one.
No.
Because you don't. If you really cares for someone, you're not going to turn your back on them if you guys don't have the same opinion on something. But even with Woti did agree with her. He didn't approve of the interview. And he told Carrie, I don't approve of this. What are you guys doing? And she still is not satisfied.
Nope.
Like, people are adults. They're entitled to their own view. What is your problem? I don't understand. What do you want people to do? Like who
She's
you like and turn
cuckoo.
on people that you don't want to talk to?
She's cuckoo. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but I think
That
that
Woti thing should have told y'all who she really was with Woti, because he was down for her. He liked her. That should have told you who she really, really was. Like, Woti talk is trash. He talking shit, whatever. But he is very logical with her. He sits there. He's understanding. It's not like him at Fresh Garbage. He screamed on Fresh Garbage in the instant. He really liked Azriel. She told him he is an uncle that looks away with the children being like, sexually abused.
Dude.
Wow.
I didn't even think about this, but what she said is actually similar to what TJ said to me. When you think about it, you know what I mean? Like inappropriate, trying to, say something inappropriate like that to get a dig in, So
all because he didn't want to do hours of streams against you, Carrie. He didn't want to go, oh, Carrie is this, Carrie is that. So for him not doing that, he's the uncle that looks away when children get abused. That is fucking oof.
Yeah. Oof. Bad.
But I want to say this, Carrie. It's amazing how she has so much anger towards you. You remember, and this is for Jessica Mescado. Remember the eye for an eye? That is bullshit. You know why? I'm gonna point it out to you. And when I stream, I'm going to show the receipts. Tragic has been saying that he has evidence of her being a pedo. I showed the screenshots of him saying that before. Yes. He said that she struck 3 of his streams and got him taken down because he was showing the evidence.
Oh.
Listen, here's where it gets good. When the last time you see her stream about Tragic? And you know what her defense is going to be? Well, I streamed about him. I streamed about him when I first came in. Me and him went at it. We had that time. But hold on. Let's get this correct. When Sunshine and her friends believe that little bullshit screenshot of her being a pedo, having sex with underage kids, she still streams about them. She still jump on their ass. Carrie Look at you. That whole thing with TJ and Will and the whole interview and everything, she still is on your ass. She still is streaming about you, right? But here is Tragic telling her she's a pedo, and I have the evidence to prove that, and she hasn't did a stream on that dude yet. What do that tell you? That tell you that eye for eye is hypocritical bullshit. That's
Yeah.
not facts. Because
No.
if it's an eye for an eye, she would have be on his ass just like everybody else. Now, here, let me give you before I mute myself. Let me give you one more true fact. Just one more. The Bridget situation with me, right? She said 2 years. She said when I came in this community 2 years on your panel too, Hussy. I've heard that it was nudes and Bridget and her news. Everybody seen her nudes. Let's question this. If you are about women as she claimed to be for women, she's a feminist, she's for kids, right? All this type of lies she tells she's for. Why didn't you say something when you heard about this when you first came to this goddamn community? Why didn't you come at my throat when you first heard about this? Why didn't you came and come at Hussy or anybody else when you first heard about this 2 years ago? So you're telling me you let this go for 2 years and then decided to try to attack me? And now people know it was never no porn there. It was never no, it was never no dudes. But now you are attacking me. That means you fake. If you allow somebody to go 2 years and you don't say nothing, that means you fake. If I come to a community and I hear people saying the N-word, I'm coming at them, no matter if I'm friend or foe. I heard you said the N-word. What the fuck wrong with you? You get what I mean, Hussy?
Right.
She has not yet showed that she said anything about the Bridget thing. So now you want to bring it up? Now you want to protect women? Yeah, right. You are a fake hypocrite, Hecate. That's all it is.
You guys, I would not believe what she says unless you see receipts. She lies
Yep.
about a lot of things.
Yep. I agree with that too.
You need to see receipts when it comes to her. We're still waiting on the receipt where Vidal doxed her.
Right.
We're still waiting on that.
Yeah, that's
I haven't been tagged yet. I'm sorry, I haven't been tagged.
No.
She keeps accusing me of being a liar and saying I lied, I'm a liar, but she never shows what or says what I lied about, and she definitely never shows any proof of it. So
I'm a liar too, she said.
right about, and I think I asked her about that, about what you lied about too. Like what did he lie about? And she never could say anything.
My videos were privated because I was lying, so I didn't.
Oh gosh. It was about videos being privated. That's so
yeah,
ridiculous.
but I told them it's because I couldn't get memberships because they were copywritten music, so I privated them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then I finally got the okay to get memberships less than 24 hours. It's all up there. I mean, I could literally unprivate them. What am I lying about? Tell me what I lied about. What?
Hussy, she said I deleted a stream that's still up right now. She just lies.
I think she was saying that about me too, about saying that I was dirty deleting it. I haven't deleted anything.
She lies.
Where is that coming from? She just
but
says
it's all
that randomly.
Carries all your haters in there, all the people that hate me in there, all the people that hate Hussy in there. So she can lie to them, and they all they would do is spread it out.
Eat it up. Yep, they eat it up
and spread it out. They're not going to ask for a receipt. They hate us. Why do they ask for a receipt?
That's true. They probably know it's not true, and they do it still.
They lie just like her.
Yep.
They lie just
Sad.
like her. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
None of them show receipts. It's crazy. I don't know what happened to her. She was really cool in the beginning.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it started with Belinda, and it just spiraled. And the lie, every person that she was coming after, she has lied about.
Sad.
It started with strawberry juice. Let's start with the Kiwi Farms first.
Oh, the Kiwi Farm. I'm not saying everything she says is a lie. No, I'm not saying that. But a lot of the things she says, she can't back up.
Right.
She cannot back up. And
I've seen that. That's true.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When she didn't make no video towards her world after Edna got doxxed, I was like, wow.
Yep.
Wow. You didn't say a peep towards her world for doxing Edna. Wow.
Yep.
But you talk about other people doxing people is wrong. Yeah.
Well, she's up in there. I think Jan is up in her chat too now.
Oh God.
She got all the degenerates match her, just like her. That's all it is.
Yeah, that'll work out for a long time, I'm sure.
Uh-huh. See, this is what it is. No one is really your friend. It's an enemy of an enemy is my friend. That's the kind of people that they associate.
I don't do that shit. Yeah, fuck that.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever speaks to Woti, I'm still going to consider a friend. Hell, I don't mind speaking to Woti either.
Right. You can be cordial and not, want to be friends. Still be respectful.
Moscow, you're kind of like acting like Hecate. You have with someone, you taking it out on me. Why can't you give me the same energy that I've always given you? Why can't we just disagree on something? But then instead you come over here and you show your ass and say, "Oh, the Three Stooges." Like if that's the way it is, then we could all just turn on each other for no damn reason, just for the hell of it. I mean, that's stupid. I mean, all for a damn Discord.
Hold on, you said Lowcow? What? I don't know what happened. Who Lowcow? Oh, you talking about what Keemstar and them?
No, this is another guy who covers Shani and stuff, and he was in Carrie's Discord, but I guess he wasn't active for a long time, and she has a rule that if you're not active for a long time, she'll take away your wrench, and if you want it back, just come back. And she took his away, and he made a big fucking stink out of it, and won't talk to her, and now he's talking to me like I'm a piece of shit. And it just is so childish.
Yeah.
Shit. I took Carrie away in the beginning because I didn't know her. She didn't say a damn word. Could you imagine if she treated me like that?
See, and that's a prime example. I didn't, because it's like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, it didn't change our friendship at all. And then in a couple of months, you ended up giving it back.
Because she's a content creator, I think she understands my point. And Low Scout, that's what I don't understand. Like, I don't know.
I don't get him, but
but it's a great point. This is y'all not seeing it. Low Cow had a problem with Carrie. Now he disliked her. Guess where he went?
Yeah. And like Hecate, if I have a problem with you, I'm gonna be mad at your friend. So
exactly.
If I have a problem with Calypso, I'm gonna threaten Carrie. This is all this. This is. They're all alike. They're all alike. Yeah. And I noticed the change in Woti. I think
when he started hanging out with her.
Yes, but I don't even know exactly when he started hanging out with her. But when he came on my panel with Potato, and I said, "What do you think about Hecate's behavior?" I think he was already hanging out with her.
Yeah.
But he had nothing to say. He acted like he didn't know anything and he was on some type of vacation. Stop. Right. I knew right then and there. He's like, "Well, I feel like you cornered me." And blah, blah. Okay, well, you didn't know you had to do research. It's been 3 months and you still haven't said anything about it. So what is that about, Woti? What does that say about you?
Listen, Woti can't talk. Seriously, he can't talk. You went over there, you saw firsthand how she treats people, even was trying to be her friend. So all he could do is just take that L and just move on with whatever he's doing. He don't come on and try to defend her anymore, because all it makes you look stupid. Defending Hecate right now will make him look very, very stupid.
Oh, Frank, he was very. They just had a fallout like 2 weeks ago. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And she went as far to call him some, like what she said about him. I can. I mean, I can forgive somebody, but I can never, I can never forget. I can never be your friend, or I can never associate with you.
Right. No.
I don't know.
Well, Keldo, she took your wrench away.
Who?
Andrea? I asked Carrie, but did she take your wrench away because I guess you didn't cut Carrie off? I'm curious.
Well, yeah, because of that. When he went on panel, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And,
go ahead.
And she didn't like what I guess. She was like grilling him about me, and I guess she didn't like his answers. I don't know.
So Hecate, I don't want to hear a fucking peep out of your damn mouth about me taking away Sparks's wrench. If I have a problem with someone, or you have a problem with someone, you expect all of your friends to turn their back on that person, right? And you'll curse them the fuck out, drag them on your panel and whatever. So as a moderator, as she's my moderator, and she's up there kicking it with you and talking crap over here, I have every right to take her wrench away, okay? Because that's what you do.
Yeah, I mean, she's supporting somebody that's accusing you of crimes and stuff. Like, that's, you gotta protect yourself first and foremost.
And why are you dragging David?
I don't understand that either. That part, but that part does.
So you're saying
because he's so sweet.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. You're saying to him, so he misunderstood you. So why don't you leave it at that? But you're continuing to drag him, so that makes me believe that he's right. You are talking shit about him. I don't know. Do what you want, Sparks. I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
So
it's a shame.
When do you plan on doing a live stream, GP? Because I don't know when you do it. Yours is
yeah, mine's gonna be in a week or two. Next week probably. Next week I'll probably be doing one. I'm gonna do one definitely next week. Let me see what day. I got a family, so I'm always going, moving. Like, kids got activities, they got sports. I have to work, so it's not easy for me just to jump on and just talk shit to random strangers. So, but I agree with you said. Like, if you have love for me, but you turn around, you had somebody who accused me of all types of shit, and you kikiing with them and still talking trash about me, I mean that qualifies to take somebody wrench. Just in my mind, I don't know.
I mean, you could at least just come in here and say hello.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying, but I do expect a little bit of loyalty. Just to you saying you're loyal. But you can't even come and say hello?
And it's somebody who has to say they're loyal usually isn't loyal, by the way, too. Because, you show someone you're loyal by your actions. If a person's having to say it, then they're not putting it into play, at least not yet that much. So
GP, did you talk to AJ? Is she gonna stream tonight like she said she was?
Well, I'm about to hop off of here. Kind of late.
Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream too.
Yeah. No, I mean, I talked to her earlier, but it was like, it wasn't really. It was like quick because I was actually doing something. Then my service cut out because I was in the bad area. But I don't know. Maybe she was just. I think maybe she's just going to stream. I told her for y'all, to talk it out, like. Have a good conversation and talk it out, because you may say some things that she may be like, oh, okay, I see where you're coming from, and she may say some things you go, I see where you're coming from. So I just believe everybody should just talk it out privately, because publicly you're just going to add fuel to the fire. They're going to just take that and they're going to run with it. We don't need that. We don't need people trying to cause more friction between our little misfits group,
right?
Right.
Very true.
So I believe like things should be talked in private. If it now becomes a big deal and it publicly happens, then hey, so be it. But that's all I believe. But anyway, thank you for having me on.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Talk
Good
to you
talking to
soon.
you.
Have a good
Good
night.
talking to you too, Carrie. Fuck Monty. Let me stop. I'm done. He don't want to come back on the camera.
Uh-oh.
Have a good night.
All right, hun. I'm gonna jump off of here too. And
All right. Thank you so much for coming on. I'll see you.
yes, always. And I'll talk to you later, hun. Love
Okay,
you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. This was fun. Have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Always remember to love yourself. Ain't nobody better, and be what you is regardless. And always remember, Miss Hussey, love you. Bye.